And we're back.
As per usual, we're always all over the place on Sunday.
And you know, Biggie was here.
Yes, Biggie was checking in.
Already checking in.
I think when she hears the intro, whistling song, she's like, "Oh, that's my 1 hour till dinner time, Belle." Yeah. So she's ready to eat.
So let's roll the intro and wait for some friends to gather up.
Yay.
I gotta know, when can we do this again?
All right, Irene ran to get some earrings. So let's check out the chat and see who's here with us today. Go ahead and say hi in chat. All right. Hey, Kay, thanks for hopping on. And thank you again for the donation of the Funko Pop to Chris's fundraiser. We're so excited for that. Wally, say hi to Kay. She's going to be sending you a Funko Pop.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know when it's going to be out. We don't know when the video.
Crazy
He does
hair.
have crazy hair today.
I don't know when the video is on. Did want to video it.
Always confirm in the chat. Can you guys hear us? Thumbs
Here's
up.
my crazy hair.
There's Wally's crazy hair.
And
He got in the car from school the other day and he said, "Mom, I need a haircut." You do need a haircut.
Yeah.
Look how crazy your hair is, dude.
Kay says you're welcome, Wally.
Aww. Very excited, aren't you?
Yeah. Very, very, very excited. Thank you, Kay.
It is not dinner time
Thank
yet.
you to Chris for just the amazing fundraiser. Chris, Dad Builds, for the amazing fundraiser he did for the American Heart Association and Stroke Stroke Association. So
very cool.
Heart health is always
Yes, it
always
is
a good thing.
Yes,
Keep an eye on your heart.
Yeah.
Right, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we do every summer? We do our Healthy Kids
Fun
Challenge
run.
and Fun Run series.
And-
Healthy Heart.
And Eddie, there's a trophy for the fun run.
It's not dinner
I
time
see
yet.
you.
An hour.
The 1 hour till dinner time. You got a tubby today, didn't you? You got a bath.
So, like,
Oh my goodness.
they
Please feed me. Is this your desperate call out to the world to be fed? Oh, I know.
here,
Such a
like,
hard life.
like we do the fun one at you, and if you want me to bring in my salty fun to you, I will. Why don't I show the salty?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Go get your juice. All right. Well, today
Yes.
We're-
Yes, you can.
Oh,
You can use
yeah,
our
yeah.
address or our
Yep.
PO. If that didn't make it or survive, our PO box.
I think our PO box is on. That's what we use to mail the
Valentine's?
Valentine's. this year,
Perfect,
yeah.
yep.
And it's also in our. It's also in our video.
I didn't
It's,
channel-
it's a
channel
channel description,
description.
as always in the video description too. I think.
Okay, here's Wally's trophies from his fun run, so that he can show he has a healthy heart. Look it. Sarah's on too.
Here's
Hey,
one-
Sarah.
Andy and Peter say hi, Wally. Say
Wally,
hi,
say
Andy
hi
and
to
Peter.
Andy and Peter.
Hi, Andy and Peter.
Did you win a trophy too, Biggie?
So
Not dinner
here's
time
from
yet.
the fort deal.
Yep.
This is the center deal that we appeared in,
No, this is an impressive trophy.
but
Yeah.
it broke one day.
It did broke, but Papa glued it together, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wah, wah,
Let's
wah.
see what trophy you get this year. Okay. All right,
I
Wally,
can't-
we're doing
Uh-oh.
the ultimate SmackDown competition, Disney World
Ultimate Disney matchup
versus Disneyland versus Disney Cruise. Mark kind of fought on adding in the versus Disney Cruise. He's like, why are we doing all three? But I think and this is the time of year when people start to plan their summer vacations and you're
So,
starting to think about what you're going to do.
That will be a good battle. So, which one would you? That will talk about is a Disney Cruise better for you for the summer or
Disney World,
Mhm.
or Disney
or
World?
Disneyland,
And I'll say,
or Land and Sea.
and I'll say, when we were on authentic Disney Cruise, we're not really the truth because the waves were really too long.
It's true.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
didn't like
You
that
don't have
cruise.
waves when you're.
That's true when you're on
On
land.
land.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
But I
Wally.
mean, that too was unbreathable because literally my dad was running outside and the big old wave cracked and hit the deck,
Yeah.
the top deck.
I don't know if it was quite that bad. But
No,
but it was a pretty big wave.
But Wally, so this is a
Wally,
question for you.
Yeah. So our first question is, we're breaking this down. When you think, Wally, you've been to Disneyland, you've been to Disney World, you've been on 2 Disney cruises now. What do you think, Wally, is the best for kids?
Oh no, that is hard. I'll say kid.
Hard, huh? A hard question. What do you think is best for kids?
So, cruises, the one that the scented one, was a fun one to the kid club with too, but you know what happened? The wave got too walky one day that the air in the middle part to go back and forth got closed off.
It did?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it literally got closed off.
But which one is the best for kids?
Yeah, what do you think? If you were talking to your friends and they wanted to know, Wally, is it more fun to go to Disneyland in California, Disney World in Florida, or go on a Disney cruise? What would you tell them they would have the most fun doing?
So, Disneyland, I would say, had more rides, but not all of them are kid friendly.
True.
Like Tower Terror.
Mm-hmm.
Tower Terror is really scary for kids.
And Incredicoaster is pretty big roller coaster. Like you can ride it now, but if you were littler, maybe not. You couldn't ride it yet, right?
Yeah, but so I'll say you have to be old enough and past the
Height. Yeah.
height. But I would breaking that height.
I know. You're very, very tall for
So
your
I
age.
broke that height.
Yeah.
So I went on it, but
So what do you think
And-
is the most fun though? Do you think going to Disneyland is more fun, or Disney World is more fun, or going on a Disney cruise is more fun?
okay,
For
that
kids in general.
I say kid would like going to.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. What do you think? What do you
Well,
think? It's hard to decide, isn't it? Do you want mommy and daddy to give their opinion?
yeah.
Okay. So I think that is a really interesting observation, Molly,
Mhm.
because Disneyland does have a lot of rides
But
that you can't ride if maybe you're not tall enough, or if you're not like a super thrill seeker.
Yes.
But my
So-
mom and dad set up this wide. So if you want to measure your tin,
Oh yeah, we have our
Kid,
measuring stick. don't
we took the bigger measuring set. They took the signals from all of the rides,
all the ride heights are on
every
there.
single ride.
Yep.
And it went from the baby ride up bigger and bigger until you can ride rock and roller coaster.
Yep. So we always know if
And
you're
then-
tall enough to
And
ride.
now I'm old and I broke the limit for rock and roller coaster.
Yep. So you're tall enough for all the rides now. But I do think that is something to think about. Like if you have littler kids and you're wanting to go to the parks, just being aware of like what they can ride. And from
Yeah.
that standpoint, Disney World is probably more fun if you have
But
little kids
I
because
would
there's a lot
say-
more shows and things that they
Yes.
can
I
do.
would say the part that it did in the Mickey theme part then.
Oh yeah, the Toontown's going back into
Or both of the
Disneyland.
part did in them.
No.
Disneyland. Just Disneyland's getting Toontown. You've never been to Toontown. We're gonna go this summer.
Toontown got banned.
It
It
didn't get,
got banned.
it didn't
and
get
then
banned.
It like got banned for a couple of days and not remade because something will make the kids were getting hot.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
what was going on?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe a long time ago. Some of the things in Toontown.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the bounce house.
Wally watches a lot of TPM vids.
Yeah, I
on
know a
YouTube.
lot more than
Oh boy.
TV and Red did. Like,
He knows all the things.
It
All right,
only
so
talks
Wally-
about Dindy.
What's your ultimate decision? What do you think is best for kids?
Mm.
I think you've really loved cruising. I feel like cruising is kind of like
Yeah, I would say
across the
cruising.
board the
I would
best.
say cruising because you get to go on a new island that you haven't
It's true.
been on. Like if you go on the Dindy Witch, you go to the beaches and did you know that those beaches got bought by Dindy? Somebody else owned them.
Yes.
Disney actually doesn't
Disney
own their
actually
beach,
doesn't
though.
own Castaway Key. They lease it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you for your input, Wally.
They bought it
Yeah.
so they
They leased
can
it.
like
They leased it. They don't own it. Other cruise lines own their island, but Disney got into the game too late, and then they wouldn't sell them an island, so they're only letting them lease Castaway Cay, and I think they only have it for another 15 years.
I mean, that's how long the lease probably
The
goes
lease.
for, yeah.
But they are this new island they're building. I think they.
Yeah. That I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments if you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think Wally's vote is going to be for cruise line, and I will say, like, I do think.
I don't like the sentence who if you tell them what truth it was.
On the Magic,
Yeah.
out of Galveston.
I would say the Galveston shoot is like you have to time it right. Well, the way they're not
Yes.
gonna be like
If you go in
Walking.
November, it's
Yes.
a little bit more
yeah,
intense, for
and
sure.
when you don't
And that is something to
They're
be
like
mindful of.
ginormous way
Yeah.
Yep.
going
Is if
and
you
hitting the ship.
have a kid that is prone to like motion sickness, that's
Mhm.
something you have to think about. So, I mean, I do think that the cruising is wonderful for kids from the kids club standpoint, but Disney World is maybe like the best well-rounded where you're going to have the most opportunities for all ages.
Yes. And the one thing about cruising is for the most part, you'll take advantage of the kids' clubs, and you need your children to have,
Mhm.
enjoyment of going to the kids' clubs.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say for kids maybe what's the best, but Disneyland is like the easiest as far as like getting to things. It's very, very easy for you to like traverse the parks and go from like hotel to park, if you're staying on property. Disney World probably has the largest breadth of opportunities for all ages. I think you're definitely, no matter what park you're in Disney World, you're going to have plenty to do if you've got like a preschooler or, we went with Wally to Disney World since he was 4 months old.
Yep.
So he did Disney World when he was 4 months. He did Disneyland when he was 6 months. And then I think we were back in Disney World when he was a year. And then he went a lot before he turned 3.
Yep.
And that's the other advantage is that before they're 3, they're free. So we actually did like every single one of the dinner shows before he turned 3 because we didn't have to pay for him.
Mhm.
And we did some of the like character dining and stuff because it was a good way to kind of like try that out and see which ones we really liked before he was older and we had to pay for him. So that was, that's another thing to keep in mind for the parks is that they're free versus Disney Cruise Line. They're actually like in some ways less expensive once they're potty trained and old enough to go into the kids
Yes.
club when they're not old enough to go to the kids club on their own, and you have to pay for the nursery. So, there's that side of it too. And that I think the biggest advantage of cruising for the kids is being able to go to the kids club. So if they're not old enough yet to be able to enjoy that, I think that the cruises aren't as much fun.
Yep.
There's still a lot of fun because there's still a lot of characters and activities and things to do as a family. But I just think that there's more value add when they're old enough to do the kids club and everything.
Yep.
So I think there's a lot to weigh on that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I completely agree with your comment that Walt Disney World has the most options for
Everyone,
all kid ages,
and adults
from the shows to attractions that they can do. You're staying with them.
Yeah, I mean, we never went when Wally was really little and felt like, oh, this is like a total waste of money because he can't do anything. Like,
I mean, it was actually kind of enjoyable before he turned 3 because we weren't paying for him.
Right.
So,
And I mean, he loved like going on all the rides. And I feel like it gave us a renewed sense of doing those rides.
Yeah. Okay. So then that kind of leads into kind of already hinted at it.
Yeah. Best for the whole family.
The whole family. What's the whole family, hun?
Well, so we were kind of thinking it's not just like, mom and dad and kids, but like if you want to bring like, aunts and uncles or go on like, bring
Cousins,
grandma and grandpa
grandpa.
along. So I think that if you look at it from that standpoint of kind of like broadening out, like the whole family is going, it's more than just like you and kids. I don't know. My parents personally love Disneyland the most.
Yeah.
Like we've done Disneyland, we've done Disney World with them.
It doesn't seem overwhelming.
They just love the simplicity of Disneyland. It's not so big that it's overwhelming. They really love the ease of like being able to like go back to the hotel and get back to the parks without it being like, a long walk and then another form of transportation, whether it's a bus or a car or a monorail or a boat, or gondola. It's just easy to go back and forth. That being said, I think that has a huge influence as to whether or not you're staying on property.
Yes.
There's a lot of hotels very, very close and within walking distance to Disneyland, but for my parents, I think they enjoyed the ease of staying on property and being that close to the parks. And you also don't like, you can do a lot in Disneyland without having to do a marathon day.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch our Disneyland vlogs from when we were there in October, we actually didn't get into the park until I think it was like noon.
11:30, yeah.
And we did pay for Genie Plus, but we did essentially everything.
Yeah.
We didn't do Fantasyland. So we didn't do like some of the like dark ride Fantasyland stuff. Like we didn't do Alice in
And
Wonderland.
Toontown wasn't open.
And Toontown wasn't open yet. But we did the submarines, we did the Matterhorn, we did Space Mountain, we ate lunch in Tomorrowland, we did Indiana Jones, we did Haunted Mansion Holiday. We had a really horrible dinner at Blue Bayou, which sucked up like 3 hours of the day. We spent
Even with that.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on Main Street, like riding the transportation and stuff. We did the fireworks. We did Big Thunder twice. We didn't do everything because we basically really didn't do much in Fantasyland. We did do Small World, but I think that's the only thing we did in Fantasyland. But that was like really kind of like a half day, and it was raining and it was cold, and we still did like so much. So I think like if you're there, I think the other thing that's nice about Disneyland is you can go for 3 days.
Yep.
And really do so much. If you're there for 5, you can do everything and then some.
Yeah, and then you're twiddling your thumbs or really have time to enjoy the resorts that you're staying on property.
I think like 3 to 4 days is like perfect for Disneyland. But you're also in SoCal, and SoCal is like such a fun area, and you're like 20 minutes from the beach.
Yep.
So you can also take advantage of that versus Disney World. You're like an hour from the beach.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that there's that to be said too. And the weather's so much more palatable in California. Even if you're there on a 100-degree day in the summer, it's only 100 degrees and not
no humidity.
humid.
Yeah. So
Versus,
the misters actually work and make it feel quite enjoyable.
right. Or if you can get into the shade, like you're okay.
Yeah.
You know, so I do think like Disneyland for us is just very easy, and it's a great place to go with extended family. Disney World is also fun, but it's
massive.
exhausting.
Yeah, it's huge. It's overwhelming.
You know, so if you're traveling with an extended family, and I mean we're a small family. We're 3 people. So we're not managing a lot of personalities, and we all have big personalities when we travel. Like we have needs and stuff, and like we have dietary needs. We struggle with being hangry, you know, so we can manage that within 3 people. Once you start throwing more people into the mix, you're managing a lot more needs, a lot more personalities, a lot more interests in things. And that just becomes, I feel like, a lot harder when you're in a really big place like Disney World, because you've got 4 different parks that are vastly different. Yeah. Like Magic Kingdom is vastly different than Epcot. Epcot is vastly different than the Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom is vastly different than Hollywood Studios. So the nice thing about Disneyland is like, you got a Star Wars fan? Great. It's in Disneyland, which is essentially the Magic Kingdom. You want somebody that wants to ride a big thrill ride. Well, you've got Incredicoaster. That's a 10-minute walk across the plaza to Hollywood Studios or to DCA. Yep. Or you've still got Space Mountain and those sorts of things in Magic Kingdom. So I feel like you can fit the needs of your whole party much easier in Disneyland. And it's easy enough to be like, if you get park hopper, hey, these people like are going to run over and go ride Incredicoaster. Yep. We're going to stay here in Disneyland, and you're still only 15 minutes apart from each other. Yeah. It's a lot harder to do that
and find which bus.
Yeah. If you have somebody that wants to go to Batuu and is like, Epcot's stupid, I don't want to spend my whole day like eating food and walking around. Epcot and Hollywood Studios are not impossibly far away from each other, but they're a decent distance. And those are the 2 closest parks to each other. Is Epcot and Hollywood Studios. So, I think that you can meet everybody's needs a lot easier in Disneyland Resort. And I think that you've got the food, you've got the entertainment, you've got rides for littles, you've got rides for thrill seekers. You're also in SoCal, so if you have people that are like, we are burnt out, we don't want to go do the parks today, like they can go have a beach day. I mean, you're just going to have more diversity in a smaller area.
For the whole family on a cruise, I think your comment about the more people you tack on, the more difficult it becomes is dead on. Up to and including, I mean, you are physically leaving the country on a cruise ship.
Right.
So you got to make sure everyone's got their passport.
It's a lot more logistics. Planning.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Once you're on the ship, everyone's pretty much self-contained at that point.
Right. And you can communicate through the app.
Yep.
You can see, like, you can plan out your day, the whole week, kind of what activities people want to do and what time everything is offered. It's very easy for people to get food 24/7, 365. Yeah. Like whenever you're hungry, you call room service, you go up and grab pizza, you have your sit down dinners every night.
You can't get too lost on a Disney ship.
You really, I mean, and that is one thing that's kind of fun for kids, like especially once they get older, they can check themselves in and out of the kids club. So if you have that like angsty preteen, or teen, it gives them an opportunity too to be very independent. Like I've been watching a lot of cruise vlogs just because, we're planning some cruises and it's fun to watch and see what everybody's different experiences are. And I think it's really cool to see like families with older kids that are like, 12, 13, 14, like, one of the families I've been watching, they've got their son just aged out of Oceaneers and can do Vibe.
Yeah.
I think Vibe's the middle one. But he like said like, this is going to be my retreat away from you and dad and my sister.
Yeah.
You know, and like not in like a negative way, but like having your own space to like be able to go do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of selling points, I think, for a Disney cruise for the whole family too. And we've been talking about it because our plan is for the Alaska cruise that my parents are going to come. And my mom's really like kind of, I think, anxious about it. But we've talked to her a lot about just like the like great piece of it is that you are 5 minutes from your hotel room, your cabin at any given point. You can, you know, just sit and relax and look out the windows at the ocean, or go sit up on the deck, or, you know, read a book by the pool. Like, there's a lot of flexibility. And then if we're like, hey, grandma, like, we really want you to come to this, then
It's
you can
5
come
minutes,
and be there in 5 minutes. So, I mean, I think like as far as like a very relaxing vacation, you know, Disney Cruise Line's great for that.
Yep.
You know.
All right. So next up, best for food. Again, we're looking at WDW, Disneyland, and Disney Cruise Line. Well, we know it's not Disneyland best for food.
I think that Disneyland loses,
especially Disneyland itself.
Battle. I mean, they have
DCA has some stellar stuff.
They do. I just feel like you have less options in Disneyland.
Right. I mean, we've been to Carthay Circle so many times.
And it's wonderful. It's
love it.
Great, you know, beautiful sit-down meal, but you just have less options, and they're not as easy to work with for food allergies. So if you have anybody in your party that does have like a food allergy or a specific dietary need, I think that Disneyland's just much more challenging. Now, that being said, too, there's plenty of like extended stay hotels near Disneyland. So you could stay at a place like that and have a kitchen.
Yes.
You know, and be able to bring your own meals pretty easily. But I think Disneyland's probably the least.
The lowest. That's why I said that's easiest to start with. So, okay, so now WDW or Disney Cruise Line.
That is hard.
Best for food.
That is hard. The advantage of Disney Cruise Line is I feel like you get a lot of food. You have a lot of options. Our experience has been that they do just a wonderful job with food allergies, both quick service and sit down. We have never been hungry on a cruise ship. We've never had a moment of like hunger. Yeah. You know, Bagheera is hangry right now.
She's like, I'm hungry.
I'm hangry. I think that they do a great job with that. And you have food at your fingertips at all times. And I think it's a pretty good variety of food. I mean, even if you go on like a 7-day cruise, like I think you are always going to have a diversity in your food options, and you have room service 24/7. So I don't know. I mean, I think that I would probably say Disney Cruise Line wins for the food. But when I think of food in Disney, a lot of our favorites are in Disney World. Like a lot of our favorite restaurants and treats are in.
There's just so
Disney
many
World.
Good options.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going Disney World.
You're in good Disney World. The other advantage of Disney World is that you have character dining. Yeah. And you don't get that on a cruise ship.
I mean, the characters are there, and some themed dining experience have characters at them.
Well, they have had like character breakfasts on Disney Cruise Line before. I don't think those have been happening.
Hey, Jeff and Ange, thanks for hopping on.
So yeah, you're gonna go Disney World. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Disney Cruise Line just because it's very
tough.
easy to get food on a Disney cruise.
It is super.
And that
easy.
is the one like a disadvantage in the parks is if you're hungry and your food's all paid for on a Disney cruise.
This is true.
So I think that that's like when you look at it like apples to apples, like if you're going to go spend a week in Disney World, let's say 5. I feel like 5 is kind of a good staple.
Yeah.
So like if you're going to do 5 nights in Disney World versus a 5-night cruise.
And they cost the same.
Your cost really is going to be about the same. But Disney Cruise Line, all your food is already paid for in that cost. In the parks, it's not. Yeah. Because really the price of hotel, transportation, and park tickets, like your entertainment
Mm-hmm.
for Disney World, is the same that you're going to pay for like a 5-night cruise that includes your lodging, your food, your transportation, your entertainment, you know, all the shows, all the attractions at sea and everything. That's all included in that price. So what you pay to stay and play at Disney World is the same place as what you pay to stay and play and eat on a Disney cruise.
Hey, Amy, thanks for hopping on.
Hey. So I don't know. I feel like for me, I'm gonna say best for food is a Disney cruise.
Okay.
And I think you hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people go on Disney cruises for the food.
All right. Rocking and rolling. So what about the best accommodations?
Okay, so that's
And you always have to preface everything. So
I
preface
think
it.
I think Disney World, just because if you want to have Disney accommodations, like you want to be in the Disney bubble, right? I think your accommodations at Disney World are the best because you have the most options. You've got
so many options.
You have value, you have moderate, you have deluxe. And every resort on Disney property is just an experience. And I think that that's something that has changed so much for us in our vacationing. Like since Wally was born, we've enjoyed the resort part of our stay so much more. Like we take advantage of like, let's book a dinner at the resort restaurant. Let's spend a day at the pool. Let's spend a day where we just resort hop and we don't go into the parks, and get to experience the different cuisines, the different restaurants, the different gift shops, the different snacks and treats and quick service and like ambiance and lobbies and views for things, you know, like going to the Poly and watching the fireworks from the beach, or, you know, booking a dinner at California Grill and getting to watch the fireworks from up there, or standing on the bridge between the boardwalk and the beach club and watching the fireworks from Epcot. So I think for accommodations, hey, Elena, accommodations, I would say Disney World.
I would agree.
Disneyland's just hard because
your
accommodations
accommodations you don't have many options and they're all expensive.
It's crazy.
I mean, even the value-ish type resort.
Yeah, like Paradise Pier, which is
Pixar
gonna be
Pier.
Pixar Pier. I don't know what it is right now. I think it's still technically Paradise
Yeah.
Pier.
I mean, it's still not a value.
It's still like
It's still
$300 a night.
Yeah. I mean, so
if you can
your
get it.
accommodations at Disneyland, in all honesty, unless you're going to shell out the Disney prices, you know, whatever the Marriott is down the road.
Right.
So, and that's, you know, probably $200.
Right. And if I'm going to stay, like for accommodations, I can stay at a Marriott anywhere. Right.
Yeah. I mean, everyone in Orlando.
We really, really, really wanted to stay at a Universal hotel. We might, I don't know. I'd like to do it this summer, but I just think our summer plans we're trying just to not change at this point. Like I don't want to think about it anymore. But that is on our bucket list, because the other thing they do, Lena, tell me if I'm wrong, but if you stay at like the deluxe resorts, they're not called deluxe, they're called something else at Universal, but their version of like the deluxe resorts, Biggie is so annoying during our streams that she just decides she wants dinner. You get the front of the line pass,
express pass.
And that's like a huge perk. I've seen so many vlogs from Cabana Bay. That would be really fun. You know what, Lena? We should do a Universal trip together sometime. That'd be really fun. We're waiting probably one more year for Wally. Like we're gonna do Universal Hollywood this summer because we're super excited about the Super Mario Park. But we do want to do Universal Orlando, but I feel like he's like just not quite old enough yet to do all the rides. Like he might be tall enough for like Velocicoaster and Hagrid's, but I am not big enough for those rides. No. I'm not brave enough. I should say I may meet the height requirement.
I've been booted. Whoop, there we go. I've been booted.
Yes, cruise trip. That would be fun.
What about Wally? Does Wally get to go? He's booted too.
We should make T-shirts that are like The Incredibles with the weaves. That'd be really fun.
That would be funny. And then accommodations on a cruise ship. I mean, it's a cruise cabin. Like,
it's
a tiny little box.
we've never stayed concierge. But
Well, they're not any bigger. I
but
mean,
they're not
most-
really
they're
any better.
bigger.
If you could do one of the suites
yeah,
on like the Wish or something, then I feel like that may be winning. But I honestly don't know that that'll ever happen in our lifetime.
Unless someone wants to buy it for us.
I know. If somebody wants to host us
Yes.
and we will do vlogs, that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
but you know, I think that the accommodation, I will say the accommodations on Disney Cruise Line are beautiful. They're like they're great, they're clean, they're
It's in a tiny
nicely
little
themed,
box.
but there's nothing special about
No.
them. You know.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I'll go. Here you go. I'll let you
Kira
start on
is
this
so
one.
ridiculous. Yes, Wally could come and go onto a ride that's kids only and adults are the one place. There you go. Yes. The Pteranodon flyers, right? That's one I want to do so bad with Wally before he's too big for it. So, Lena, now you got me thinking. Lena. I don't know. I might have to rearrange our summer trip a little bit. See if we could do a night at Universal. We could do a Universal day without staying there. But now I'm thinking maybe we need to do a Universal day. I don't know. We don't have our annual passes for Disney World anymore. So either way, we're going to be paying to play. And it's a little bit less to pay to play in Universal than it is Disney right now. So yes, Lena, you are a bad influence. We need to talk about summer travel. I don't know what your travel plans are for the summer, Lena. Maybe there's an opportunity to coordinate. Your mom says feed Biggie.
Should I just go feed Biggie?
This is gonna be her new thing. She's just every time we stream, she's gonna do this so that eventually she starts getting fed at 4:30 now.
Oh my goodness.
She's just gonna bark. And then you guys are gonna cave and tell us we have to feed her. All right, so the next question is best for entertainment. This is a hard one. And we went back and forth on this question because Mark wanted to have a separate one that was like attractions. But then I said, I feel like it's a broader category of just entertainment because the rides and the shows that you get in the parks versus, the character interactions, the shows, and the water rides that you get on a Disney cruise is what I would call entertainment. So it's kind of the big, broad umbrella of entertainment. Look at this. Lena's just selling us on Universal. So Amy does Universal Days, usually 2. I know that's the other thing I want to do at Universal is go see Blue Man Group. I really want to go because we've done the Blue Man Group at Universal and it's so fun. And I just think Wally would love it. I think he would be so into it. So I don't know. Now you guys got me thinking. Maybe we need to tack on a day when we get back from our cruise to Universal. See, this is what happens when Mark leaves the room. I just expand our vacations. Oh, Lena, you're killing me. You're at Universal July 1st to July 15th. I think we get to Orlando on the 15th. I'm going to have to look what our travel plans are for the summer. Because I think that's right when we're getting there. Did we already talk about this, Lena? I feel like we already talked about this. Maybe we need to fly in a day earlier. And you can make a package at Universal. You can put the annual passes on there and pay it off in payments prior to the trip. That's interesting. Right? See? Oh, Blue Man Group isn't at Universal anymore. That makes me so sad. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that. That's so sad. Now I'm going to have to take him one of the other Blue Man Group shows somewhere. I don't know if they still have their theater in New York and Chicago. I think they're still in Las Vegas. We haven't seen them in Vegas. So maybe we'll have to do a Vegas vacation with Wally sometime. I think we did talk about this. I don't know. I'm going to have to look. Anyway, best for entertainment. That's such a bummer that they left. Wow. I'm going to have to think about that. This is a hard one. I feel like Disney Cruise Line has such good entertainment. Their shows that they have every night is just world class. It's Broadway style entertainment. Every single show is wonderful. I also think that they have so many fun the entire cruise is entertainment. You're going, they have amazing lounge singers, pianists, all kinds of incredible performers. They have magicians, they have comedians, they have lots of game shows and things that you're doing. They have, and they do have the aqua coasters if you're on the Fantasy or the Dream. And the Wish has the Aqua Mouse, which I don't know. I'm still not sold on the Aqua Mouse. I'm excited to go back on the Fantasy and do the Aqua Duck again and see how it compares. From my memory, it's much superior, but maybe I'm just inflating it in my head. But I think that the entertainment on board the Disney Cruise Line ships is just really amazing. And Lena's done a bunch of other cruises too. Lena, have you done a Disney cruise? I can't remember if you've actually done a Disney cruise. I know you've done quite a few with Royal and Carnival. I don't know the other cruise ships as well. I kind of lump them all together, starting to learn the difference between them. But yeah, it's 24/7 entertainment. And yeah, it's your choice. If you just want to relax and have some downtime, you can do that. So I think for me and my vacationing style and what I enjoy the most, I think entertainment on a cruise, on Disney Cruise, is the best. And I love going and doing the crafting and all the little family game shows and the drink tastings. And even dining itself is more of an experience on a cruise. A lot of them have show elements incorporated now too. So on the Wish, you've got the Marvel show, you've got the Frozen show, which is incredible. Even when you go to 1923, there's artwork all around you. So it's this experience. On the classic ships, you have the Animator's Palette, which is a whole immersive experience. And now on the Magic, you've got the Rapunzel's dinner, which was amazing and so beautiful. It's one of my favorite dining rooms. And then we're so excited to do Tiana's on the Wonder. So you've got both of those. And then Fantasy and the Dream, they're maybe the least themed dining, but you do have a more immersive Animator's Palette on the Fantasy and the Dream. So I don't know. I think for me, entertainment value is the cruise line.
I agree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you would say the parks.
No.
I mean, I think if you love doing rides,
I give the example of one night we were walking with a goal of something else, and I can't remember what the goal was.
Yeah.
But we're walking along and we're like, oh, I like this musical duo that's playing in this lounge. Let's just roll in. That doesn't happen at either Disneyland or Disney World. At Disney World, there are more lounges with music in them, but you have to go to them or already be staying there.
Well, and you kind of have if you want to go see Hot Bob, it's a commitment.
You got to commit to it.
And it's not easy to get over to Port Orleans if you're not staying there. It's not the hardest place to get to because you can go from Disney Springs. But then a lot of times it's full.
Yeah.
Trader Sam's, you want to go to Trader Sam's, best for our property, but there's usually a 2 or 3 hour wait, it's just
get on the wait list.
It's just harder.
So Amy wants to know I did it the wrong way again. Which ship are we going on next?
Yes. So Amy, we are on the Fantasy. So we were supposed to be on the Wonder in March. We had booked the sailing out of San Diego. And then they announced the 25th anniversary sailings. And I was having major FOMO. And then we were also realizing that our payment was coming up, the final payment for the cruise in March was going to hit before we had finished paying off our cruise from Thanksgiving. Yeah. And we're like, oh, that's tighter than we realized it was going to be. I think when we booked it, I don't know why, we were thinking there was more time in between, but there was more time in between, but I think we just forgot the whole, having to do your final payment 60 days in advance.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we were like, ooh, that doesn't feel great. And the weather's not as nice out of San Diego in March.
You're still in coats on the
And a big factor too is the fact that we're doing the Wonder for Alaska.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like 7 to 10 days. So we're going to be on the Wonder for a long time. And we did the Magic, and we loved the Magic. It was beautiful, but I think we missed the bigger ship.
Yeah.
Like Wally loved the Aqua Mouse on the Wish, and he was so excited. And they only have the Aqua Dunk on the Magic and the Wonder, and it was too intense. Mark did it and was like, never again. so he didn't really have that like water slide opportunity. So we went back and forth, and like you can ask my friend Heather, because that's who booked our cruise through. And we were like back and forth. I was like, book it, don't book it, book it. Wait, just give me a minute. Like,
Just give me a minute.
wait till tomorrow. So yeah, I'm so excited.
So excited. Harmony of the Seas looks like an amazing show.
I cannot wait to hear your experience, because I
Yeah.
think that that's the next thing for us is doing other cruise lines.
Yep.
But I think Lena maybe has sold me on extending our July trip to
Oh,
do some
cool.
days at Universal.
Oh, excellent. That's just wonderful.
I'm so excited to see. Are you going to vlog those trips, Lena? Because I really want to see what you think of those cruises. Let's see. I feel like there's so many comments going in. What was the other one that Lena said? So Lena has not done Disney yet. You did a Royal right after cruising restarted, and then you have the 2 other ones planned. So, and yeah, I mean, this is the one thing I will say, like Disney cruises, they're just like, they are more expensive.
Yes, and I think your math is dead on there. 2 Royals for one Disney.
And I think like, that's something like that was kind of why I wanted to do this comparison, because it's something we're really like weighing and talking about a lot as a family. Oh my, you already ate. Now you're going to start barking for second dinner? Oh my gosh, this dog, I don't know. She's like getting old and becoming a little more senile. I think she's like more demanding. I think now she wants to go for a walk. But yeah, I mean, the cost is a lot different. And I think like we booked the Wish during COVID. We were excited to get back on a ship and to sail. Wally loved it so much. I think it kind of like kind of took us a little bit by surprise. Like I think we knew he was gonna love it, but I just think that like how much he loved it and how much we loved it because he had so much fun, which also gave us a lot of time to like just have our time and do like, go to and sit in a lounge, go and listen to some jazz music, have like a tasting flight, just have kind of that like quiet time, just the 2 of us. Like it really kind of surprised us. And so we've really fallen in love with cruising, and we love the parks. Like they're always going to be something we love to visit, but I just think like it's changing for our family, like what we want to do. And I think being out in the ocean is just, it's really hard to beat that feeling. Yep. I'm like right now we're weighing another cruise that we already have booked against another possible itinerary on a different ship out of a different port. And so it's like trying to decide, like, is it about the ship? Is it about the itinerary? Is it about the destination? Is it about the cruise port? Like,
well, and you shared a very good point about if you pick a cruise for the destination, especially if you're cruising during hurricane season, you might not end up going to that destination.
And that is one thing, like talking about, Disney World, Disneyland cruise, like if you book a trip to Disney World, like, what you're getting, it's not like all of a sudden they're going to be like, oh, Magic Kingdom's closed today.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a hurricane, maybe, but you pretty much know what you're getting. You might not get on a certain ride, or you might miss a show or something like that, but you're not going to like not go to a place on your itinerary,
Yeah. I think that's what Amy said here. It's check out kids programs hard.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's the, for us, like Lena has done more of the other cruise ships, and I think having a kid, it is hard because Disney kind of like takes the cake. And so I think that's something we're really, really curious about, is trying some of the other cruise lines to really see how that stacks up for kid programming. And we want to do one before Wally's like, too old, just to see like what is his impression, like the kids club experience, because they do have kids clubs on other ships. But I feel like Disney just kind of wins in that department. And Lena, I don't know if you've gotten feedback from other like clients you've had on cruises and things with kids, if they feel like that's true. But
All right, you ready for the next one?
best for relaxation cruise, easy, done.
I
mean, that one is,
who goes to Walt Disney World and relaxes?
I know it's I think the hardest part about the parks is the FOMO.
Yeah.
Like, you constantly feel like you should be in the parks. And if you pay for a park ticket, it's hard not to want to go from sun.
So you're paying $120 a day, or a day.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to reduce that
Per person.
per hour cost,
right?
You go there first thing in the morning. You stay till
it's
the place
a lot
closes.
harder to. Now I will say, our vacationing style has changed a lot, and also part of it is like the fact that we have DVC contributes a lot. Like, we can stay at the deluxe resorts, and so we've changed how we do Disney World, and that we build in an extra day or two to be able to do the resort and have downtime.
Yeah. And I would say when we had annual passes, the DVC annual pass,
yes,
we also felt less FOMO on needing to get into the park for those hours that we paid for.
This keeps like, I don't know if that's what's...
It's on the downstairs one.
Oh, okay.
So don't worry about that. That's
okay.
That's cool.
You guys, we haven't dropped for you guys, have we?
Yeah.
Mark's like keeps dropping, but
yeah,
I don't think it's dropping for you guys. I hope not. Yeah, I just think like cruising, like there's really no comparison. If you want a vacation that's going to provide you more opportunity to relax, it's a cruise. Now, again, one thing to be mindful of is which ship and which itinerary you have.
And if you have seasickness, you may want to factor that in too.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something to consider as well. But if you go, like, for example, right now on the Wish is only doing,
hey Marcus,
3
thanks
and
for hopping
4
on,
night
buddy.
sailings. Hey, so if you're doing a 3-night on the Wish and it's a brand new ship, and that it is a big ship and there's a lot to do. And Lena, I bet it would be the same, like, for some of these other mega ships out there, and Norwegian and Royal, like, there's so much to do. So if you only book a 3 or 4 night sailing, you can struggle to relax more. But even if you're going on a cruise, you're like going 5 feet from your room.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is like, go to this thing, sit and do trivia, go to this thing, sit and watch a show, go to this thing, sit and do a beverage tasting.
Yeah.
Go to this thing, sit and do watch a show. It's not like walking miles and miles and miles in the sweltering heat and humidity and then standing in line for hours and hours and hours. And then for me, like, because thrill rides, yes.
We swapped our layout, and so everything's backwards on me.
Yeah. For me, thrill rides take a lot out of me. If you've seen our vlogs, you probably know I scream on roller coasters. And it is like, it's a draining experience for me. If I do a park day where I'm like, okay, I'm going to ride Everest, or I'm going to ride the Incredicoaster, or I'm going to ride Space Mountain, or I'm going to do, even Big Thunder. Like, the adrenaline from that is really draining.
Yeah. So
I never feel like relaxed on a parks vacation.
What? Never.
So
yeah, I think that's the easy one. All right, so we've got
best for value.
The tough
the
one.
Last one.
Swinging in at the end.
It's hard. I think cruising though, really, is the best for your value.
I mean,
I think you're going to meet the needs of everybody in your party.
you could go to Disneyland pretty cheap.
You could.
You can buy discounted tickets, AAA or
True.
from Target, get the 5%
True.
off.
Yeah, there's more options.
There's more options for discounted tickets at Disneyland.
Yeah.
You can stay
You can
not
just do like 2
too
or 3
far.
days.
not too far from the park.
Uh-huh. Like you could get a hotel room. I mean, anywhere from like, I think $80 a night.
Mhm.
Like there's definitely like
Yeah.
options for like $80 to $100 a
Yeah.
night. To really like, even if you stay at like maybe the Hyatt, it's maybe the nicest like off property close by, you know, that's maybe like $200 a night. It depends on what time of year you go and how far out you book. But you can definitely get more affordable lodging within walking distance to the parks.
Yeah.
Which is not the case for Disney World
No.
at all.
No,
Like
I mean,
even if you stay at the value resorts at Disney World, you're not walking distance to the
No.
parks.
you're driving. So if you're staying off property, now you're going to have to pay to park,
Mm-hmm.
add that to your per night cost.
Right. So Disney World, I think, is like just loses this hands down.
I think so,
It is
too.
not the best value
Yeah.
at all. I think that cruising maybe is the best fit now, depending on when you go, depending on how long the itinerary, depending on what ship you're on. But I think that cruising overall is the best value because you can plan it. I mean, you're going to end up, if you want the best value, you're going to book your cruise as soon as they come out, which is about like a year and a half in advance. So you have a long time to plan and pay it off. And then once you're on the ship, if you don't want to spend any money, you don't have to. If you don't go to the gift shop, if you don't purchase alcohol, if you don't do any of the additional dining, like so if you don't do Remy's, Palo, or Enchanté, if you don't do the spa, you know, I mean, there, and you can still do a lot and you can still eat really well.
Yeah. It's all included.
And have no cost. You can get off that ship and have a $0 bill. So your vacation's already been paid for, you know.
It's possible. We know people that do it.
And if you're willing to go, and if you can go during off seasons, you can get some crazy deals on cruise.
Oh yeah,
on
we've seen even on Disney Cruise Line. I mean, you know, $1,500, $100, $2,000 for a random room for 5 nights
for 3 people.
Yeah, for 3 people. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah,
that's pretty good value right there.
Yep.
Chad is talking about the opposite of value. So Amy asked if Hall Family Adventures are going on the new Royal Caribbean mega ship, and the opposite of value came in the answer.
Yeah, icon.
Mega.
Yeah.
You could go for a month at Disney.
Wow. Wow.
That's great.
That's crazy.
And then there you go.
Yeah.
Royal Carnival already
Yeah,
booking a couple.
We're waiting for Alaska 2024 to drop on Disney. That's like the next cruise we're gonna book.
Yep.
We're just waiting for that to come out. And it should be soon.
And especially if you choose to go out of a port other than Port Canaveral.
Yeah, like if you sail out of Galveston,
Yep.
even the San Diego cruise, like that San Diego cruise was a deal.
Mhm.
It was hard to let go because it was a deal.
Yeah.
Like, and it had gone up $1,000 since we booked. So that one was a hard one to let go. But then it was like, okay, well, if we are going to put that much money into that, we might as well spend a little bit more and get 3 more nights on a bigger ship, you know, in the warm Caribbean. So,
yeah, that's the logic. Looking for value.
I just think Disney cruising is the best for your value, what you're getting.
Of the 3 we've talked about. Yeah. We'll have other travel chats on other cruise lines once we've experienced it.
I know. I am excited to do that.
Mhm.
It's so hard. I think I think we've done Disney a lot over the last 6 years with Wally. And we've loved it, and it has been so wonderful.
They're gonna have so much fun.
Yeah,
They're gonna have so
we
much fun.
almost booked for this summer because when we
It
were
actually
looking
was-
at like cost
It actually was very
comparisons,
affordable this summer for some reason. At least when we started looking.
But we couldn't convince my parents to go this summer. They were like, no, we're not doing this summer. It's too much. It's like, okay, fine.
All right. That's the best we have.
That's our breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I think it's, it's hard to compare them across the board. I think that they all offer very different things, very different experiences.
Mhm.
Even though Disneyland and Disney World are parks, they're very different. I think they're very, very different experiences. So, and this summer we're going to do all three. We're doing Disneyland in June, and we're doing Disney World in July, and we're doing a cruise in July.
So we'll see if we change.
So we'll have all three stacked up, back to back to back, to really be able to say what do we think is the best. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't think our opinion is going to change on that. Yes. That would be really
The
fun.
Alaska one is specifically for my birthday, so you cannot kick me off that trip.
Yeah. So the plan is for Mark's 40th next summer. Yeah. We're booking Alaska. And then they also have a huge
Vancouver Fireworks Festival.
Yeah, the Vancouver Fireworks
Festival. Of which the Walt Disney Company has participated in the past. You never know who's going to.
They're not on the list for this summer.
No. And
they might be.
They haven't participated in a while. We'll see if they can free up some coin to blast off some fireworks.
Cool. So that's the plan, is I think we're going to do it as a road trip.
Yeah, drive.
Yeah, so we want to drive from Colorado to Vancouver and then do this cruise and then take an extended road trip home. So that's the plan as of now. Because we've always wanted to do Seattle. We've always wanted to do Portland. We want to get back to San Francisco. There's some stuff we want to see along the way. So we just thought it would be really, really fun to road trip to Vancouver, to Canada. And that would also save on the cost of airline and having to park the car while we're on the cruise. At least we're just paying to park the car, not paying to park a rental car.
Yeah.
Or dealing with other transportation. So, that's cool. That'd be fun to do a Alaska cruise out of Seattle.
Yeah.
I've seen those as well. I don't know that Disney does that.
No, they always
often.
just do out of Vancouver.
Yeah, that's kind of their thing. They do some New York to Canada, and they do San Diego to Vancouver, I think. The repositioning.
Yeah.
But that's our plan as of now. So end of July 2024. I don't know when, because we don't know what the dates are going to be yet. Yep. Hopefully that'll come out soon. I think March is typically when they release the summer 2020, the next summer cruise. Alaska cruises anyway, because I think there's already some out. I don't know. We're just I think we're on the cruise shtick right now.
Yeah.
That seems
it's just honestly, I mean, back to the question, best value. I mean, it's just such a good way to spend your money. I mean,
it is.
It ticked off a number of those things that we talked about up above, entertainment, relaxation.
Mm-hmm. I just think for us, the parks have been really fun. And I love Big Thunder, doing all that stuff, but it is just exhausting, and so much more exhausting vacation experience. And I think we're just hitting a stage in life where it's life is exhausting and challenging enough that when I go on vacation, I don't want to have to work so hard at it. The things that live in my memories the most are the downtime that we have together as a family. Yeah. So,
by the way, Thin Mint sale timing is perfectly timed for after you've given up on the gym membership.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the Girl Scouts kind of have that figured out.
And before summer hits and you're like, oh, I shouldn't do that.
It's Girl Scouts, man.
They gotcha.
They know when to sell it.
Food, room, and entertainment. Yep. Amy. You're exactly right.
Yeah. And Lena, I agree. We're super excited to go to Disneyland and Disney World this summer, and it's going to be super, super fun to do more park time, but we just love cruising. It's just been a really, really wonderful piece of life lately. So,
okay. Well, Anything else?
And hang in there, Lena. Like, you're gonna get there. And cruises are a great motivation for that too. I feel like if you're trying to like get back in shape, I keep telling Mark, I'm like, we gotta
we so need to get back.
we need to work on that. That's like
Yeah.
on our list of things to do, but it has not quite come to fruition.
We're in fall spring in Colorado right now, so it kind of makes you feel like you should be outside.
I know.
But second winter will come.
Well, it's supposed to be really, really cold, and we're actually getting away from it because we're going to be in Miami. So I'm excited to go. Just Mark and I are going on a little trip.
Yep.
So next Sunday, we're going to do our stream from Florida.
Yeah. Somewhere in Florida.
I think we're going to do it a little bit later because we have dinner plans for Sunday at 5:30. So we should be just finishing dinner around our like normal streaming time. So I think we're going to go an hour later next Sunday so we can do an out and about live stream with everybody.
Yeah.
So that's our plan. So stay tuned for next weekend for a live stream on the go from mystery location.
Yeah.
I think we have an idea of what we want to do, but we're not completely sure on that yet. So
before you leave, make sure you hit that like button. You know, that helps us out if you're new here.
Goodness,
Hit that subscribe. I know it gets
Some of our airheads.
Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Thanks to Dean at the Live Place for hosting a listing of all the live streaming channels out there. It's theliveplace.com.
Yes.
We greatly appreciate all he does for the community. So, and thank you to you all. Got some great channels and great friends that appeared in chat tonight. So
it's so fun too when you guys like are active in the chat, and it really adds to it. So it's really, really fun for us, and we love hearing what you guys think too, because we don't know everything. We just have one perspective, but it's really like it's so fun to hear what everybody else like. What are your thoughts on it, and what are your favorite places to go? And I think like that's just one thing we love Disney, and it's a huge part of our life, but we're so excited to like grow out of that in the years ahead, and do some other places. And I think that theme parks will always be a common string for us. I think it's things that we really enjoy, but we're just excited to like do Universal and do other cruise lines and other destinations too. So
Sarah, you're going to have so much fun on the Wish. It's such an amazing ship.
So it is beautiful.
Yeah.
I've actually we're debating between the Wish and the Dream for this other cruise we want to book. And my wish list is huge because, we did one for 3 nights, and I feel like there were still so many things we wanted to do on that ship. So it is beautiful. It is an amazing ship. It is just has so much going on. You guys are going to love it. You're going to find so many fun things to do with the boys. So
and they're going to have so much fun.
They're going to have so much fun, and they're a perfect age to do it. Yeah. Even though they're going to be like a little bit on the younger side, I think that you guys are really going to love the like family element of cruising on Disney Cruise Line with your boys, and you're just going to have so much fun. So I'm excited to hear what you guys think. Lena, I'm excited to hear about your cruising adventures and hear how those go and watch the vlogs. So there's a lot to look forward to.
All right. That is all.
That was all.
This is a Wonderful World of Walter.
We love you guys just the way you are.
Bye.